First, I'm using a switch. Go to the switch CLI mode. Now you can access the switch. Go to your enable mode, then configuration mode. Go to your interface FA0/1. Now you can use here switch port mode. Here is the option. The first option is access. If you write here access, then your particular interface is using access mode. If you want to create this port as a trunk, just type here trunk and press enter. For checking, go to show interface trunk. There are no trunk interface because I did not apply switch port mode trunk command on any interface. So this command is blank for now. Show vlan. Then you can see here there are a vlan, that number is vlan1, that name is default. All interfaces are part of this default vlan. This vlan is already created on switch, on every Cisco switch, that name is default, and every port or every interface is a part of this vlan. These are 4 VLANs that also by default created on switch. Now if you want to create a VLAN, go to your configuration mode, just type VLAN, then VLAN number. Like I'm creating a VLAN with number 2. Now you can see I'm in configuration VLAN mode. It means I'm creating VLAN 2 and I'm entering this VLAN mode. Here you can have a command that is name. You can give a name to your VLAN. Like VLAN1 have a default name, you can give a name to your VLAN2. Now I am giving name Cisco. If you want to check, just type show VLAN. Here you can see there is a VLAN2, that name is Cisco, that is status is active. It means this VLAN is created and the name is given to this particular VLAN. The VLAN number is 2. If you want to give access to this particular interface into this VLAN, then go to your interface first, go to your configuration mode, interface FA0/1, or you can use also interface range command FA0/1 to 4, or anything you want. Like I'm using 8 here. Just type switch port access. You can type here VLAN, and here is the VLAN number. I am creating VLAN number 2. Now enter. Now I can check show VLAN. You can see here VLAN 2 is created, that name is Cisco, already done by me. This is active and all these interfaces are part of VLAN 2. By this way you can create VLANs and you can change the port of VLAN. Here you can see these are the number by which you can create the VLAN. You can create VLAN from 1 to 100, 1005. But here VLAN 1 is by default created. VLAN 102 to 105 is already created. So we do not create these numbers of VLAN again. We can create VLANs from 2 to 100, 1001. This is the maximum limit of creating VLAN. But now for Cisco newer version, we have extended range of VLANs. For example, the standard range of VLANs are from 1 to 1005, 1 and 1000 from 1002 to 1005 are already created by default on Cisco switches. We can create VLANs from 2 to 1001. The extended range you can create. This is input. This is wrong input because this I am using the older version switch, because but in newer switches or newer version of iOS you can create extended range of VLANs. But creating extended range of VLAN, we have a condition, and the condition is VLAN is mostly in VTP mode. Actually, we can use extended VLANs in only VTP transparent mode. VTP is another protocol, that is virtual trunking protocol, that is used in networking. We will discuss about that later. But if for now, if we want to use extended range of VLANs, then we need to use VTP transparent mode. Now the next command is interface fh 0/1. You can use range command also here. Switch port mode. You can use access port. You can create access port and trunk port also. If you want to create trunk for this particular interface, just type switch port mode trunk. By this particular interface become trunk. For checking, just type show interface fh 0/1 switch port. You can see here administratively mode is trunk. But another command is show interface trunk. There is no entry, but with the older command, that is this show interface fh 0/1 switch port, shows this port is mode trunk. But this command not showing any trunk here because there is no switch in front of this particular trunk. Now this trunk port is connected with another switch interface. In Cisco router there is a protocol called DTP, dynamic trunking protocol. By this protocol, if in this condition, if this port becomes trunk, then this port negotiate with this on this particular cable, and this automatically becomes trunk by default. We can create, we can stop this service, but by default switch ports are ready to become trunk. If one port is trunk, then these ports do negotiation and these two ports become trunks. Now in this condition, I'm making this port as a trunk. I'm not making this port as a trunk, but now you can check show trunk. Here you can check now this port becomes trunk. That mode is on. Encapsulation, as I already discussed, the encapsulation is 802.1q. This status is trunking. Native VLAN is 1. What is native VLAN? As you know, trunking port give a tag or a value that have VLAN ID, so that other end easily know this particular frame is belongs to which VLAN. But this trunk port do not give tag to a VLAN, a particular VLAN. This VLAN is native VLAN. You can easily, or you can say summarizely, trunk port tag every packet with VLAN ID, but trunk does not tag a VLAN, a single VLAN's frames. That VLAN is called native VLAN. So here this VLAN 1 is native VLAN. This port is a trunk port. These VLANs are allowed on trunk. It means this port or this trunk port is capable to send or receive data for these VLANs. If you want to change this allowed VLAN, then the command is interface fa0/1. You can also use range command, switch port trunk. Here you can see allowed VLAN. Here you can type 2, 3, 6 or anything you want, 80, like press enter. Now these VLANs are only allowed to this particular interface, or you can say this particular trunk interface are allowed to send data for these VLANs only. Now you can check the allowed VLAN is 2, 2, 3, 6 and 80. If you want to allow all, then the command is interface fa0/1 switch port trunk allowed all. Here you can see allowed VLAN all. You can use here all also for all VLANs. You can use except also. It means except 2. For example, I'm except 3 or except 2. It means it is capable, this trunk is capable to send data for all interfaces except two. Here you can use none also. Here you can use all also. For now I am using all. Here you can use word also. It means, word means that, as you know, as I already discussed, VLAN have extended range also. But now Cisco available the VLAN name. Now for now I'm creating VLAN as like VLAN 2, VLAN 3, VLAN 4. But in newer version of Switch iOS, you can create VLANs by name like VLAN Cisco. We do not give number for VLANs, we can give the name for VLANs. That is named VLAN. And if you want to change the native VLAN, or if you want a VLAN that is untagged, untagged VLAN is VLAN 1 by default. But if you want to change this, the command for changing this is switch port trunk native. You can type here VLAN or VLAN ID, VLAN ID 2. Now you can check show VLAN, show interface trunk, show interface trunk. Now the native VLAN becomes 2. This is how you can create VLAN. You can add a specific interface into a specific VLAN. How to create a trunk port, how to add a native VLAN, how to allow some particular VLAN on particular trunk. For all commands you can use interface range also.